The wind is screaming, the walls are shaking, and a surprise Christmas hurricane is tearing Chet's Florida home to pieces. But he won't leave because his dead wife is still sitting at the kitchen table.
How did you get in here?
Ho, ho, ho. What's that? You want to be scared? Come with me. This is Weekly Spooky.
Hello, my spookies. It's that time of year again. The holidays are upon us. A time of joy and cheer in the darkest, coldest depths of humanity. I'm your host and narrator, Enrique Couto, and this December I'll be bringing you a special show every single day until Christmas, and a little something special for New Year's too. So make sure you're subscribed and unwrap something spooky every morning. And come back tomorrow for a very special and very bloody story about a Christmas pageant gone awry. This episode is brought to you by Savorista Coffee. All the high-quality, bold flavors you love with half the caffeine or full-blown decaf, so you can enjoy your hot cup of magic brown and know only the story you're listening to is causing your heart to race. If you go to Savorista.com and use promo code SPOOKY at checkout, you get 25% off and it supports the podcast directly. So head to Savorista.com, use promo code SPOOKY, and get something delicious to drink for 25% off. And thank you to Savorista for supporting the program. Now, as for tonight, imagine it's Christmas Eve on the Gulf Coast. The lights are twinkling, the eggnog is poured, and the forecast says nothing worse than a chilly rain. No snow, no blizzard, just a quiet night for families to gather and remember the ones they've lost. Now imagine one of those families is broken. A widower refuses to leave the house he shared with his wife because he swears she's still sitting beside him. He talks to her, hears her whisper in the rattling windows. You see, the storm rolling in off the ocean isn't just wind and rain. It's carrying something that remembers a promise made in secret and sealed with hair, blood, and ink. And tonight, it's coming to collect. The Weather Outside Is Frightful by Charles Campbell. Nokomis, Florida, Christmas Eve. Chet Miller stared out the kitchen window of his 2-bedroom home. It was a little chilly this evening, but nothing out of the ordinary. He lived in a Gulf town, and hurricane season was supposedly over. Funny thing about weather, even with all the advances in pattern technology, Doppler radar, and whatnot, is that it can still show you its fury with nary a warning when it wants to. Chet was a widower. His angel of a wife, Erica, passed away the year before. Their only child, a daughter named Summer, after their favorite season, lived in North Augusta, South Carolina, with her husband, Mickey Toole, whom she met in college. No grands yet, but Summer was still a young woman. When they last spoke, Summer stopped just shy of begging him to spend Christmas with her and Mickey, but Chet resisted. It wasn't the almost 9-hour drive that kept him in Nokomis. It was the ghost of Erica that wouldn't let him leave. "You know you can go," Erica whispered softly in Chet's ear. "And leave you here, all alone? I would never leave you," Chet replied. He could feel his wife's sweet breath tickle his neck. "There's a storm coming, my dear. You must go. I'll be fine," Erica said, and placed her ghostly hand on Chet's cheek. Her touch was so very cold and so very welcome. "There is no storm coming. You're just trying to trick me into leaving. But I know what will happen when I leave." "And so do you," Chet said. He was met with silence and knew this particular conversation was over. Chet turned in early. His body was weary, but his mind was buzzing. He lay in darkness, looking through the ceiling into the abyss above him. Thunder rolled like a midnight train to nowhere. "There's a storm coming, my dear. You must go," echoed in his mind. Rain pelted the roof with reckless abandon, and the whistle of wind grew in pitch. Chet just laid there. North Augusta, South Carolina, 9 p.m., Christmas Eve. "Mickey, wake up," Summer said as she shook her husband awake. He had a little too much eggnog. What time is it? It's not time for Santa Claus," Mickey replied with a humorous grogginess. "Something's wrong with Daddy." "Huh? What? He in the hospital?" Mickey asked, now fully awake. "No, I have a feeling." "A feeling? Just call him," Mickey said. Summer grabbed her phone and did just that. Her brow furrowed as she quickly ended the call. "I think his phone is dead. It went straight to voicemail," Summer said. "Do you want me to call Nokomis PD and see if they'll do a wellness check? He may have turned it off and went to bed early. They might wake him up when they go banging on his door," Mickey said. "I don't know. I guess I'll try him again first thing in the morning, and if he doesn't answer, then I'll call the station," Summer replied. She felt defeated and helpless. Her father never seemed to be his old chipper self after her mother had died. Summer remembered the funk she fell into when her mother passed, and it was Mickey that helped her out of it. They both tried to help her father, but he insisted he was okay, and for her to go home with her husband. Erica and Chet both approved of Mickey. Stable guy with a mild demeanor. He was emotionally right for their daughter, and Summer would need his calmness in the storm of her mother's death. The couple stayed up until just after midnight, and Summer resisted the urge to call her father one more time before they turned in. Nokomis, Florida. It was the fierce wind that made Chet rise from bed. He grabbed the remote and turned on the television, where ABC affiliate Channel 7 was reporting on unexpected severe weather. The Santa tracker that normally scrolled along the bottom of the screen was replaced with shelter-in-place warnings. It was too late for any sort of evacuation. Meteorologist Enrique Fields was telling folks to batten down the hatches as best they could because they were assuredly going to lose power. "Well, Erica, I guess you were right," Chet said with a smile, and meandered into the kitchen where he popped a Keurig cup into the fancy coffee machine Summer gifted him on his 60th birthday. One of the kitchen table chairs slid out on its own, inviting Chet to sit down. "Why, thank you, dear," Chet said, before taking a seat. The wind was really howling now, and he was surprised the main power hadn't kicked off already. Erica and Chet learned many years ago that living in a Gulf town required having a generator at the ready in case of a sudden power outage. They had a fancy Generac generator that would activate automatically when the power went out, and Chad had a feeling that it wouldn't be long now. "Do you remember when we met?" Erica asked. The welcome cold sensation engulfed his hand. "I do. You were working at Sea Treasures and Pleasures, and I was this young out-of-towner looking for work," Chet fondly recalled. Alarms filled the air. The lights flickered, and the generator kicked on. The television went off, not that Chet needed it, because he was stuck right there, sitting in the kitchen, with the ghost of his beloved on a super early Christmas morning. The Keurig finished brewing his coffee. "I'll be right back," Chet said, as he stood. Before grabbing his hot cup of straight black Java, Chet turned on the old Snoopy transistor radio that sat in the kitchen window since Summer left home. It was the same kind he had as a kid, and Chet bought one from eBay when Summer was a child. She outgrew it and left it behind, but Chet treasured it and smiled when he heard Jingle Bells playing from its tiny speaker. If this was his last morning on Earth, then listening to Snoopy emit Christmas music while reminiscing with his deceased wife wasn't a bad way to go. Chet's cell phone was lying on the kitchen counter, and he wanted to leave it there, but he knew Summer would call him. That's why he turned it off. He loved his daughter so very much, but Chet knew she would make a last-ditch effort for him to stay with them over Christmas. In his heart, Chet wanted to, but he somehow knew if he did, his connection to Erica would be severed, and that was out of the question. Summer didn't know the ghost of her mother was still with him, and Chet was also afraid if she ever found out, that would also make Erica go away. And if she really learned the truth, it may take Summer out of his life. Chet felt the chill as he walked back to his chair. "You should have left," Erica said. "No, I shouldn't have. My place is here with you," Chet replied. Jingle Bells was followed by Santa Claus is Coming to Town. The walls started to vibrate, and Chet could hear shingles being ripped off the roof. Sheets of asphalt and fiberglass sent screaming into oblivion. "What if I told you that I'm not Erica. The voice suddenly changed into something sinister, and Chet didn't flinch. Stop trying to trick me into leaving. It's too late for that, and we both know it, Chet said. Oh, I didn't want to leave you. I want you to reflect on why you killed me, Erica said. What? I didn't kill you. What are you talking about? Chet shouted. Outside of the radio and noises from the fierce storm, there was silence. Chet stood. The windows were liable to give soon unless things subsided, and quickly. There were a couple of small palm trees in the backyard, but nothing too substantial. He wasn't sure it was a hurricane, but it was definitely one hellacious tropical storm. Why would you say that? I love you. I would never kill you. Chet broke the quiet, and there was no immediate retort. She had to know it was way too late for him to throw his shit in the truck and move it on down the road. Anyone driving in this shit had a death wish that would surely be granted. Sounds of splintering wood didn't seem to bother Chet. The music coming from Charlie Brown's pup changed. Oh, the weather outside is frightful, but the fire is so delightful. And since we've no place to go, let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. There is no snow. There is no fire, Chet chuckled. There's only us, Erica replied. There's only us, Chet repeated, and sipped his coffee as their home was on its way to being torn apart. "2 a.m., North Augusta, South Carolina. He's not answering. Shit, he's not answering. Summer was panicking. A severe weather warning shrieked from her phone 10 minutes before, but it wasn't for North Augusta. It was a tropical storm warning for Nokomis on fucking Christmas morning. You want to get in the car and drive 9 hours? Mickey said, without realizing how insensitive it came across. Yes, that's exactly what I want to do. We can call the police on the way, but I doubt they'll go out in that mess. And he's my father. I should have made him stay with us. Something told me leaving him alone for Christmas was a bad idea. At the very least, we should have spent our Christmas down there, even if it was in a hotel, Summer said, letting it all out at once. She was already getting dressed because she was leaving with or without Mickey. Of course Mickey was going. He was a good man. The roof had given up most of its shingles, and boards were being severely tested, but so far, the house was holding on. It's time to tell the truth before the floodwaters take the house, Erica said. I don't know what you're talking about, Chet replied. You remember what you told Summer the day I died? Of course I do. Come home. Your mother went to meet the Lord, is what I remember, Erica reminded. That is what I said, Chet agreed. So how come I didn't meet the Lord? Why am I stuck in this prison with you? As long as you stay in this town, I can't leave. You know it, and I know it. I can't let you go, my dear. I just can't. You killed me because you knew I was going to leave you. You killed me because you knew I wasn't satisfied with my life. You killed me because you were too selfish to let me go. And somehow, through some way, we're going to find out this Christmas morning is how you knew I would be trapped here. Do you need to die for me to be free? Erica asked. Who says you won't stay trapped even upon my death? Chet asked. It was his first step toward confession. His ankles were wet. The kitchen was beginning to flood as Chet nursed his coffee, but old Snoopy kept playing that song on a loop. Oh, the weather outside is frightful, but the fire is so delightful. And since we've no place to go, let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. Mid-August, 2 years ago. Chet, are you packed? Oh, wow. You cooked breakfast? Erica asked as she strolled into the house. Yeah, just need to load the car. Go eat your eggs and drink your coffee, then we'll hit the road. Chet replied as he passed by, wheeling 2 suitcases, one for him and the other for her, and parked them by the front door. Too bad Erica didn't know his was empty. Summer is going to be so surprised. She doesn't know we're coming? Chet asked. Well, she may have an idea, Erica sheepishly admitted. You must have told Mickey we were coming to see the birthday girl, and I'm pretty sure his loose lips probably let Summer know not long after. Is that about right? Erica nodded. Well, let's eat, Chet said, his mouth lingering on the rim of his coffee cup as Erica took full sips. Okay, I'm ready. Erica began before she clutched her chest and fell to her knees. She was suddenly gasping for breath as her eyes fixed on Chet. Oh no! Oh no! Chet moved quickly to his wife and eased her onto her back on the kitchen floor. Her breathing was erratic and rough. She blinked rapidly as darkness consumed her. I love you, Chet whispered into her ear as she slipped away from this world into the somewhere in between. I'm sorry, Erica, but I found it, and there's no way I can live without you, Chet said. As her body lay lifeless, he retrieved a small leather-bound book from her bedroom. It was hidden in the top corner of his closet. He then grabbed scissors from the kitchen's designated junk drawer. Chet placed the book on the kitchen table, knelt beside his deceased wife, and neatly clipped a lock of her more white than gray hair. This should do it, he whispered as he kissed Erica's still warm forehead. He placed the hair inside the open book. Chet removed the safety pin affixed to his collar and pricked his index finger, a single blood drop falling onto the hair. Then he abruptly closed the book. He sucked on his finger for a second before pressing a folded paper towel onto it for a few more seconds. That's all it took for it to stop bleeding. Chet then grabbed the book with both hands and uttered a simple sentence. A deal is a deal. There was a returning soft whisper in his ear. A deal is a deal. She will return in the morning. Chet returned their suitcases to the closet after carefully unpacking Erica's. Then he called 911 and began CPR per the dispatcher's instructions, already knowing she was beyond medical help. Erica would be pronounced dead on the scene when the paramedics arrived. Chet would break down in tears and anguish like a devoted husband should, before calling Summer and giving the grim news. Come home. Your mother went to meet the Lord, Chet said. There was a long pause. There was an almost endless gap of shock before Summer released a howl that pierced Chet's soul. Her phone hit the floor, and Chet could hear Mickey asking her what was wrong. Chet hung up before Mickey picked the phone from the floor. Chet ignored the subsequent call back. They would get there soon enough. First flight out, he supposed. As the paramedics left with his dead wife in tow to the county coroner, the police arrived, and Chet gave them full permission to search the house. He kept the little bound book in his pocket. They found nothing suspicious, but still took him downtown for routine questions, as was the standard for such cases involving the death of a spouse in the home, suspicious or not. The death was ruled a myocardial infarction, more commonly known as a heart attack. Christmas morning, present day. Oh, the weather outside is frightful, but the fire is so delightful. And since we've no place to go, let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. Remember this? Chet asked, holding up the leather-bound notebook as he sloshed his way back into the bedroom and returned to his seat. Through some miracle, the windows hadn't shattered, but the water was now ankle-deep. The wind was still fierce but steady, not really gaining strength, but still violent. You know I do. Is that why you killed me? I wasn't cheating on you, Chet. I just wasn't happy, Erica said, as an invisible hand ripped the notebook from Chet's grasp. The page turned, and she saw the lock of hair pressed inside, along with Chet's long, dried blood drop. Chet snatched the notebook back. After all we've been through, the years we've been together, you were going to throw it away like yesterday's news? I've loved you since the day I set eyes on you, Chet blurted. So, you killed me for it. And why is my hair in that book? And why did you feel the need to read my private journal? And is the blood yours or mine? And the most important question is, how did you trap me here? Erica hit him with one query after another. Okay, I'll explain it all. The day before we were going to see Summer, I was pulling our bags from the closet. Mine was stuck in the corner, and I had to give it a good tug to get it loose. When it gave, I bumped the wall pretty hard, and the journal fell from the shelf above. You must have wedged it somewhere up there to keep it from prying eyes. But my eyes weren't prying. My eyes were surprised. I thought we were good. I thought we were more than good. That was until I opened the journal and got up to speed real quick. The part where you said you were going to ask for a divorce after we returned from Summers. I guess that was what tipped the scales, and from what I read, you were dead set on it. There could be no wiggle room, no counseling, no chance for me to work on whatever it was you weren't happy with. So, a little yellow oleander in your morning coffee is what gave you the heart attack, and the deal I made the night before keeps you here, Chet finished. Deal? You made a deal? With who? The devil? Erica asked. No, not exactly, Chet replied. Suddenly, the wind outside accelerated to Category 3 levels. The wood from the roof was lifted away. and Chet could see the darkness above him. Snoopy kept playing. Oh, the weather outside is frightful, but the fire is so delightful. And since we've no place to go, let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. Who did you make a deal with? Erica screamed above the storm. The rain pelted Chet in the face, and he smiled. He didn't anticipate this would be the way it would end for him. A heated exchange with a woman he loved with all of his heart. He could count the number of arguments they had when she was living on one hand. But this wasn't really an argument. Erica just wanted to know with whom he made this deal. Chet wouldn't have to answer that question. A dark, cloaked figure suddenly materialized in the flooded kitchen. His ember skin and fiery eyes could see her. Really see her. Chet could only hear her, and he could feel her when she wanted him to. But this entity looked directly into her deep, blue eyes. He made the deal with me, the cloaked one said, and continued. He asked for a way to keep you, a way to honor your vows. You know, till death do us part. If the ghostly apparition that was now Erica could gasp, she would have. "What are you?" she asked. "I've been known by many names," the cloaked figure said. "Deal is a deal," Chet said, and continued. "Don't hurt her." "How can I hurt her? She's already dead," the cloaked one replied. "Get out!" Erica screamed, and the temperature in what was left of the home dropped 30 degrees. Her fury was rivaling the storm Chet stood helplessly in. "Now, you asked me a question that I intend to answer. I've been seemingly destroyed a few times over, but every time the job doesn't get entirely done, they leave an ember behind, and that's all I need to come back. When your husband reached out in his anger and grief, he stoked that ember enough that he could strike this deal. All it took was a talisman. Let's say your journal, a lock of hair, and the blood of Chet. I've always had a knack for trapping folks between here and him. My name is Mazus, and I am many things, but primarily, I'm a soul collector." "A soul collector?" Erica asked. "Well, children were my forte, but demon beggars can't be choosers, and his cry for you woke me. Reminded me of a love I once tried to destroy between a couple of kids. That ended in damn near my annihilation. They were so strong, and so were their allies," Mazus said. "Why can't I make you happy?" Chet asked, sobbing in the rain. Mazus grinned. The Snoopy radio was now lying underwater on the kitchen floor, but that song still filled the torn space that used to be a room. "Oh, the weather outside is frightful, but the fire is so delightful. And since we've no place to go, let it snow, let it snow, let it snow." "I needed to leave, and I should have told you much sooner. My love for you changed. I still loved you, but I wasn't in love with you. I felt that way for years, but because you were so good to me, I just kept telling myself that I should be thankful that I have a man that loved me the way you did. But that wasn't enough. I repeatedly wrote it in the journals I've kept over the years, and if I'm being honest with myself and you, I wanted you to find it. It would be easier if you found it and confronted me about it than having the words come from my lips. But I certainly never thought in my wildest dreams that you would kill me over it, much less make a deal with a beggar demon to trap me here. And you, Mazus. What happens next? Erica got it all out. Chet stared at the empty space that Mazus was smiling from ear to ear, looking at. Bravo, Erica. What happens now is Chet will die in this storm when I remove my protection. How else do you think he's still standing there? Then I will consume both of your souls and move to the next. 2 elderly souls will not bring me back to where I eventually return, but I have to stop licking my wounds at some point and run it back, as the kids now say, Mazus said as he walked toward Chet. The room got even colder. That won't stop me, Mazus said as smoke rose from his skin. His eyes were fire red and his black fangs glistened in the rain. The song kept playing. Oh, the weather outside is frightful, but the fire is so delightful. And since we've no place to go, let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. Give me the journal, Chet, Erica said. The room got even colder. Mazus's demon smile dissipated. What are you doing, woman? Mazus said. Give me the journal, Chet, Erica repeated. Chet moved toward his wife, still not seeing her. He needs it to complete the deal. The room got even colder. Give me the journal, Chet, or you'll die where you stand, Mazus commanded. Give it to me, Erica whispered in Chet's ear. He gripped it tightly. She wasn't the one bound here, Chet. If you die before giving me the journal, you will never leave, Mazus screamed. The cold engulfed him. He couldn't move. Mazus could only hold out a claw. It was the cold she had brought. The cold she brought to protect the man that killed her. Why didn't you love me anymore? Chet asked again. I don't have an answer, but I know your love for me never died, so give me the journal, and we can end this. Chet could hardly believe his eyes. He could see her, but it was a much younger version of her. Strawberry blonde hair, rosy cheeks, and a youthful smile. She was wearing a red and green Christmas dress. She was so beautiful. Oh, my sweet Erica. Chet's hand trembled. Mazus was fuming. That's it. Just hand it over, Erica said. Oh, my sweet Erica. Why don't you love me? Chet asked before he abruptly turned and threw the book at the demon. A deal's a deal, were Chet's final words. Mazus laughed as Chet fell to the floor. He was deader than shit. Erica screamed as Mazus opened his cloak and pulled her in. For an old broad, she tasted pretty good. Mazus was back on his way. Florida was a great place to regroup. It was almost 3 in the afternoon on Christmas Day when Summer and Mickey got word. They were waiting in the neighboring town of Venice as Nokomis had taken the brunt of the unexpected hurricane. The police chief, Stanley Vance, gave her the sad news that her father's body was found near where his home once stood. The home was gone. He was literally carrying the only physical items recovered. It was a soaked Snoopy transistor radio and a leather-bound notebook that was in better shape than it should have been. Summer burst into tears in Mickey's arms. The radio came to life. Oh, the weather outside is frightful, but the fire is so delightful. And since we've no place to go, let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. And there you have it, my spookies, the first of many terror tales to make sure your holiday stays merry and blight. Not the best one, but not bad either. A little reminder that sometimes the thing howling outside your window isn't nearly as dangerous as the promises you made in the dark. Now, don't think the storm is over yet, because tomorrow we move inland, straight into a crowded church on Christmas Eve. We're trading flooded floors for creaking pews, a haunted Florida house for a perfect little Christmas pageant, where every halo is straight, every carol is on key, and something in the back pew is watching the show a little too closely. We'll be back tomorrow with the pageant, another merry little nightmare to tuck under your tree. And remember, if you love what we're doing here at Weekly Spooky, head to weeklyspooky.com/join, and for as little as $1 a month, get bonus episodes twice a month, as well as exclusive audiobooks and over 5 years of creepypasta readings. That's weeklyspooky.com/join. And speaking of, I want to say an extra special thank you to our Patreon podcast boosters, folks who pay just a little bit more to hear their names at the end of the show. And they are Johnny Nix, Kate and Lulu, Jessica Fuller, Micah Skewy, Jenny Green, Amber Hansford, Karen Ouimet, Jack Kerr, and Craig Cohen. And if you want to hear your name at the end of every episode of Weekly Spooky, head to weeklyspooky.com/join and sign up at the $15 a month or higher tier. Join over 90 other spookies in supporting the show directly and make sure we keep going and maybe even growing. But now it's time for me to get out of here and see you first thing tomorrow with another scary tale. For myself, for my executive producers Rob Fields and Bobbletopia.com, for my producer Dan Wilder and my composer Ray Mattis, I will talk at you tomorrow.
Thank you for listening. Make sure to find your way back next week. But for now, you are safe. Trust me.